All right, viewers. Now, in a view of what really is going to be changed and what is not, let's look at what is the current state and how it is going to be changed. Now, on this, in fact, as we can read, there is a multi-tier system at this point of time, which 4 main slabs, which is now going to be converted to 2 only. It is going to be rationalized to 2 slabs for simplicity. The entire agenda of the reforms that is going to be in focus is to rationalize into 2-tier system. Now, right now the lowest standard rate is applied to the essential goods and services. But now as we look forward to the change, it is expected to become a cornerstone of the new 2-tier system as I spoke over. This is the proposed change as the new 2-tier system is going to be coming into impact. The current system includes the items like the lowest standard rate that has been applied. It includes the item of certain packaged food products like spices, like teas, and even the household commodities like sugar, coffee, and other commodities like coal. Then it will be expanded to include many more items like currently in the 12% slab, such as even food items like butter, cheese, ghee, and certain consumer goods as well additionally that will be included. Now, this current tax regime has covered goods and services that are considered as aspirational nature or require a moderate tax rate. Now, this one on the other hand is going to have a 12% tax slab, which is slated to be completely abolished in the new GST reforms. So, from earlier the 12% is not going to be there, as it is only going to be the lowest one is going to be 5%. Now, the current one includes also items like certain medicines, processed food, and non-AC restaurants as well. That is the provision that we have for the current one. Coming to what is changed, which is a majority of the items that are expected to be moved into the lower 5% slab, while the remaining will be only covered under the 18% slab. Now, the lower and the higher side of it only are going to cover most of the commodities and the rates that will be applied. Now, most widely applied rate, which covers a significant portion of all the goods and services, that is what is there in the current system. We have the most widely applied rate, which is proposed to be the main standard rate in the new structure to reduce the tax burden on the goods and the services. This is also aiming at making some relief for the traders as well, where they are hoping in the hospitality sector or in the restaurant association sector as well. Now, the highest standard rate is applied to the luxury and the sin goods. Here, the 28% slab is proposed to be abolished. That is the highest that is here, and that will be abolished. Now, that will come to 18. As we also in fact move the details, the compensation cess is levied on the top of the 28% rate for some of these goods, where a new higher slab is going to be proposed for a very limited list of the demerit and luxury goods. It is going to be further increased to 40% only for a limited number of the items. Now, the 5% GST tax slab has contributed approximately 7% of the total GST revenues, while 12% is going to be contributing approximately to 5% of the total GST revenues. That is the share that we see in these figures, as the 5% is going to cover the 7% and 28% if we speak over is going to cover the 11% of the 28% GST slab. Now, the 18% GST slab is going to account for a dominant 65% of the total GST revenues. 88% was the mid level where the percent of the tax was levied, and now that was a dominant one. Here the 28% that will be completely abolished, which earlier used to cover 11% of the GST goods.